What is going on, everybody? It's the Frost, and we're here for a very short Smackdown review because honestly, after this was your go-home show to Money in the Bank. We will have our predictions at the end, but this was the go-home show. The last time you would see Smackdown before we get to Money in the Bank. And outside of Mandy vs. Sonya, which opened the show, and the brawl at the end, nothing really happened. Yes, you had an 8-man tag match, which was very fucking generic for all four teams in a fatal 4-way tag team match going into the Money in the Bank pay-per-view this coming Sunday. But other than that, nothing else really happened on this show. This show was, you watched it. If you missed it, you missed it. This show sucked. Now, this will be the last episode of Smackdown tape before we get to Money in the Bank. We will have fresh tapings coming what is it, Monday? I believe it's Monday. We're going to have Smackdown and Raw both taped over the next few days after we get to this year, to everything. So we will have those matches later on. But until then, let's talk about this show. We opened the show. No opening cutscene, none of that stuff. We opened with Mandy backstage, stretching a little bit more as she had a match with Sonya Deville tonight. As this has been culminating, this is a culmination between these two that started way back in February from the date night that was supposed to be Mandy and Otis. Sonya Deville fucked them over. Dolph Ziggler got involved. Those two conspired to make Mandy Rose fall in line with what they wanted. So that's what happened there. Then, of course, the Friday before WrestleMania, the hacker, who is yet to be named, most likely Mustafa Ali or Chad Gable or both, spilled the beans that they conspired against Mandy and Otis. And then after WrestleMania, when Mandy and Otis started their on-screen dating, I don't know how long that's going to last, but these two have been at odds. Mandy and Sonya have been ready to battle. Sonya, last week, of course, cost Mandy her spot in Money in the Bank. And if it wasn't for the fact that Otis qualified for Money in the Bank over Dolph Ziggler, they could have had somebody, I don't know, they could have had Sheamus, they could have had somebody possibly, maybe even Tucker, win and make it to Money in the Bank over Otis, and then we could win into Money in the Bank with Otis and Mandy Rose versus Sonya Deville and Dolph Ziggler, but that didn't happen. So we have this match. Mandy comes out, usually Mandy comes out, she is slow. She is sexy. She's doing a whole sex appeal thing where she's walking slow and majestic. She is straight to the ring. She is all business. She wants to whip this woman's ass. Sonya comes out. She looks like, honestly, she looked like if she whipped out a lightsaber, she would have looked like a fucking Sith Jedi. That's what she looked like in this new, ring, entrance attire that she had on. Took that off, got to the ring. Mandy with a running knee from the beginning. She is all over Sonya Deville. Sonya kicks in the gut, but Mandy gets a good form, and Sonya's back on the floor and back on the attack by Mandy. Sonya gets a kick on Mandy. Now she's on the attack, gets a 2 count. Sonya with a waist lock, and she just is tossing Mandy around as if she's just a rag doll. She now has her leg vice, and she's like, Mandy, do you think you're better than me? Do you really think you're better than me? You're embarrassing yourself. And she starts tearing the eye, because Mandy wears fake eyelashes, because all women in this specific profession wear fake eyelashes, but she's taking the eyelashes that she has on and is just pulling them off. This has been done before to Mandy, I believe by Carmella or Nikki Cross or somebody a couple months ago. But she's whipping them off. She says, if you're going to embarrass yourself, I might as well make you ugly while I'm at it. But Mandy does push herself back and gets a pin attempt, but doesn't really get a count. Sonya looking to hurt Mandy, but Mandy with some clotheslines then takes down Sonya onto the outside and grabs her by the hair and says, "Who's the bitch now, bitch?" and just slams her right on to the announce desk. Takes her, slams her into the steel steps, throws her over the announce table. Now, let's see. They get into the ring. Mandy looks like she's going for the double underhook. Angel's wings or something, but Sonya gets out of that. They tangle. Sonya blocks a knee, rolls up Mandy, 1, 2, 3, out of nowhere. Sonya Deville gets the win over Mandy. I like the intensity. I like the way that this match was going. I wish it would have lasted a little bit longer. Unfortunately, that did not happen. So Mandy Rose loses to Sonya Deville. Is this the end of this feud? Not by a long shot. If it wasn't for the fact that, again, that Otis is in Money in the Bank, I could totally seen this be the beginning. Like, this could have continued into Money in the Bank with the mixed tag team match, which Otis apparently came up to Mandy right after WrestleMania, proposed that they team up to take on Sonya Deville and Dolph Ziggler at Money in the Bank, but that never came to fruition. As we know, Otis is in Money in the Bank. A little anticlimactic in my opinion, just like that out of nowhere, but it's gotta leave for more. Then let's get some lazy generic booking out of the way as the New Day and Lucha House Party team up to take on the Forgotten Sons and Miz and Morrison. Of course, these 4 tag teams will be going for the Smackdown Tag Team Championships at Money in the Bank, with, of course, the New Day not having to be pinned to lose the titles. This match, I could not get 2 fucks about. It was a nothing match. Nothing happened for about 20 minutes. Then Lince Dorado gets hot and gets fired up. But unfortunately, Miz tags in as Morrison missed a scholarship pain. Miz tags in, Star Crusher finale, 1, 2, 3, and the heel team lose it. The heel team wins. The heel team are arguing or talking after the match, and that was that. We hear from Corbin. He says he has been so dominant that we have beat these guys up so badly when it comes to Daniel Bryan and Drew Gulak. Who's gonna win a team with them? Nobody. I'm looking past it. I'm looking at Money in the Bank. He makes fun of Otis, makes fun of Daniel Bryan, makes fun of Gulak, makes fun of the entire Money in the Bank crew and who he's going to have to face, and then he walks up. Jeff Hardy makes his return, and Jeff Hardy isn't with Renee Young. He says he's climbed a lot of mountains and been the lowest of the lows. And we hardly get to hear what he says because they show Sheamus in the back. And usually when we see somebody in the back, they're being quiet, they're watching, we don't hear anything. Sheamus is back there and he is just like not happy with all of this. He's like, who cares, Jeff? You've been through all this, who cares? Jeff pretty much says he wants one more good run. And this is his last chance to do this. Sheamus says, is this... like the last 4 weeks, this is what everyone's been waiting for. And then he starts walking away. Jeff says, I'm surprised Sheamus hasn't interrupted me yet because he's been calling me out the last few weeks. Sheamus, where are you? Come out here. Let's do whatever. Sheamus comes out. He says, this is sad, the saddest thing I've ever seen in WWE. The adrenaline junkie asking for one more swig, but no one's here to give it to him. These fans, they love the high-flying maniac who's won every single title under the sun, which Jeff Hardy is the only man in WWE, besides the Universal Championship, has won every single title that has been in the WWE since 1999. He's won the European title. He's won the tag team titles, all incarnations of the tag team titles. He has not won the Smackdown tag team. The tag team titles, yes he has, because the Raw tag team titles or the old tag team titles, but he's won every single title except for that Universal title around Braun Strowman's shoulder. I have a feeling that's going to not last very long. I have a feeling between now and the end of this year, if Jeff Hardy keeps everything in line, he will be Universal Champion at least once. But Sheamus continues, but they're tired. They're tired of the suspensions, the releases, the no-shows, the wasted second chances, which is absolutely true. It's like, how many times can someone get so many second chances before we say enough is enough? Says he used to respect him, but how many false comebacks can one have before they realize he ain't coming back completely? Unlike you, Jeff, I'm not afraid of the hard truths. We all know Jeff Hardy's next failure is around the corner. The only person we can't seem to see that is Jeff Hardy. And since Jeff Hardy has been back in 2017, that has been true. Jeff Hardy has been arrested at least twice for DUI, at least twice. And it's just one of those things that they can talk all this stuff about Jeff Hardy continuing to get time to, like, you know, have a comeback, but how many comebacks is this guy allowed? This guy has been, this guy has been how do I want to put this? He's been somebody that they put so much time and they invest so much time into, and he always lets them down in the end. Sheamus went out there and he gave you that was a shoot. That wasn't something scripted. That is the damn truth. Jeff Hardy has had chance after chance after chance and after chance, and has been given those chances and has squandered each and every one of them. How many times is somebody like a Jeff Hardy allowed to have a chance to redeem himself when 3 months later or so he's going to be caught busted for DWI or DUI or even caught passed out drunk at a bar or something? How many chances does this guy get before WWE and the fans themselves say, you know what, enough is enough? He's had his chances, it's time to move on. Now, Sheamus says, since I've been back, I've been sniffing out the weakest flames on the Smackdown brand, and yours has been barely burning. It's time for me to sniff it out. Or snuff it out. So Sheamus doesn't run to the ring, he just walks in the ring, slowly gets into the ring. Jeff with a drop kick, they brawl for a minute. Jeff hits him with a twist of fate, swanton. That was that. They did call it the twist of fate. They did not call it the twist of fury, which the last time he was in a match, it was against Baron Corbin, right, on the road to WrestleMania, and WWE had Michael Cole say the twist of fury, which blew all up over Twitter. So I think that WWE was like, well, we don't have to call it the twist of fury, we can call it the twist of fate, and they went back to that. The big controversy for Jeff Hardy now is the fact that he did not come out to No More Words, which everybody and their mother wants him to come out to No More Words. Apparently, WWE owns the rights to that song. Why he hasn't come out to it, that is up to them. I'm not complaining one way or the other. Of course, Jeff hit the swanton. He celebrates on the turnbuckle. He leaves. Sheamus is pissed off. He's like, no one is going to disrespect me. Get back here, you coward. You're not going to disrespect me like that. We go to commercial break. When we come back, it's Braun Strowman going face to face with his Money in the Bank opponent, Bray Wyatt. And yes, it's going to be Bray Wyatt versus Braun Strowman, not The Fiend. So that should tell you who's possibly winning at Money in the Bank. Strowman says, yes, I started with the Wyatt family, but I don't owe Wyatt anything. If he has anything to say to me, come say it to me. He was jealous of me back then, yada yada. Out comes Bray Wyatt to his Firefly Funhouse music. Wyatt says, it's a shame it had to come to this. All you had to do was say you were sorry. I don't owe you anything, Braun says. He says, oh, that's not true. Wyatt says, that's not true, Strowman. You do. Wyatt talks for a bit, then he says, and he has the black sheep mask. He has something for him. He has the black sheep mask. They do that creepy ass music, and he's like, come on home, Braun. Come on home. Come on, take it. Come on home. All the puppets are saying, come home, Braun. Come home, Braun. Right? Like Bray just looks at it for a bit and then says, I am home. I'm the Universal Champion, and at Money in the Bank, I'm going to keep it, and you're going to be stuck playing with your little puppets. Then he's like, bye, see you Sunday, and walks off as Bray Wyatt says, I tried, Braun, I'm sorry, I tried. So, it's going to be interesting to see what they do with Braun Strowman and Bray Wyatt. I don't think it's going to be that good of a match. We'll talk about that here in a bit. In the back, Otis is walking around. When Gulak and Bryan show up, they ask, how's Mandy doing? He says she's furious, but she's going to be okay. They ask, do you hear what Baron Corbin said about you earlier? He's like, I was with Mandy. No, what did he say? They go, oh, let's walk and talk. We'll tell you about it. They walk off, and we go to break. Wonder who's going to be the mystery partner for Daniel Bryan and Drew Gulak. Tamina and Lacey Evans versus the Boston Thug Connection. This match was boring. Ugh, I couldn't even, I was falling asleep 2 seconds into this match. I couldn't even take notes. All I know is Bayley gets pinned by Tamina after a super kick and a Samoan drop. What does that tell you about this Sunday? We'll talk about it later. Then we get another hacker video showing us what's happening, what's been happening lately. He sees all, they hear all, and they will be heard. I don't know where this hacker gimmick's going. It's all fine and good, the mystery, but here's the thing you gotta ask about the hacker gimmick. When the person or persons is revealed who it is, if they ever are revealed, I mean, this could be a GTV thing where we never really actually see who it is because WWE just drops the gimmick, and half the time it feels like that's what they're like teetering on doing. If it's revealed to be Ollie and Gable, are they gonna have a tag team name, or are they going to it's like, it's great right now, but when you reveal who it's going to be, if you reveal who it's going to be, where do you go from there? Where do you go from there? Corbin, Nakamura, and Cesaro versus Daniel Bryan, Drew Gulak, and Otis. I mean, come the fuck on, who else was it gonna be? This match, again, I couldn't give two shits about. Baron Corbin in the main event of SmackDown again. Nothing really big happens in this match. Corbin hits the deep six on Drew Gulak and gets the win. Corbin has only beaten one other person with the deep six. Was that Kurt Angle? Deep six is not a finisher. That's like a setup move. So him beating somebody with it is different. It's like, oh, you can't even get out of the deep six. That really hurts you overall. After the match, Corbin is somewhere. Like him, Cesaro, and Nakamura all look to take out Drew Gulak with the scepter again. Daniel Bryan intercepts, hits the running knee on Baron Corbin. Otis, Gulak, and Daniel Bryan brawl with Cesaro and Nakamura all the way to the back. This is a preview to this Sunday when it's going to be at WWE HQ. This was taped a couple weeks back, so whatever. Corbin is left alone at this time. He grabs a ladder and does what any other fucking generic heel does. Sets the ladder up, goes to climb to take the briefcase down when it doesn't count. Daniel Bryan comes back, they brawl for a bit. Daniel Bryan gets thrown into the ladder. Corbin sets it back up, he goes to climb again. Back comes Otis. He brawls with Baron Corbin, he sets the ladder up, looks to climb, breaks the first rung, goes up again, breaks the second rung. Goes to the other side, tries again, but Baron Corbin stops him, he sends him to the outside. Daniel Bryan brings in a bigger ladder. Daniel Bryan beats up Baron Corbin, sends him to the outside, goes to climb up the bigger ladder. Daniel Bryan gets tipped off of the ladder into the ropes, and then Baron Corbin throws him out of the ring, and then Baron Corbin finally climbs up to the top of the ladder and pulls the briefcase down, and that was the end of SmackDown. Like I said, this show was pathetic. This show sucked. This show just if you missed it, you missed nothing. Let's move on to Money in the Bank as we get in there this Sunday. I'm one of the few people, and I don't know why anyone doesn't do this, why everyone throws predictions out there. I mean, yes, these shows are taped, but we haven't had the spoilers to these shows, so why are you giving your predictions to a pay-per-view before the last go-home show? The last go-home show was tonight. No new matches were added. However, you don't know if that's going to happen. So you could go out there and make a prediction show, and a match got changed because of X, Y, and Z, or a match got added that wasn't in your prediction show. Why don't people wait? It just makes no sense. Asuka, Shayna Baszler, Nia Jax, Dana Brooke, Lacey Evans, Carmella, Women's Money in the Bank ladder match at the same time. Daniel Bryan, Rey Mysterio, Aleister Black, King Baron Corbin, Otis, and AJ Styles in the Men's Money in the Bank ladder match will be happening at the same time. So if you look at it, we have 5 matches. Hold on. Yeah, we have 5 matches because these 2 matches are going to be happening at the same time. Who walks away with both Money in the Bank ladder matches at the same time? For the women's side, because WWE in the grand wisdom decided we're going to possibly spoil who goes and wins the women's Money in the Bank, and it's going to be a Raw star because Becky Lynch is going to confront the winner of the women's Money in the Bank. I honestly think it's going to be that could also be the fact that WWE's PR department doesn't think SmackDown's women have a chance. When you have Asuka, Shayna Baszler, and the most unprofessional wrestler in WWE, Nia Jax, on one side of the card for the women, you kind of have to look at the SmackDown fan side and be like, you women don't have a fucking chance. I'm going to say Shayna Baszler is going to win this one. It just, the briefcase fits her. It'd be something for her to just have, and it would keep her and Becky away longer than it needs to be. I would not want to see Nia Jax winning it, even though I could totally see Nia Jax winning it. That's what they want to go with. But I'm going with Shayna Baszler. On the men's side, it's one of three options: Baron Corbin, Daniel Bryan, or AJ Styles. That's your three options. Aleister Black doesn't make any sense. Otis, I don't think, unless they're going to bring out the Big Show's special big huge ladder that they had at one Money in the Bank, I don't see Otis even coming close to climbing the Money in the Bank ladder match. And Rey Mysterio it doesn't fit Rey Mysterio. So Bryan's won it before, Corbin's won it before, AJ Styles I could see totally winning it. I think AJ Styles is going to win because it would be a way to, it would be the most dastardly thing AJ Styles could do to take the title off of Drew McIntyre at possibly SummerSlam, even maybe later on in the year. So I'm going with Shayna Baszler and AJ Styles. Yes, they're both on Raw, but Raw had both women Money in the Bank ladder match winners 2 years ago. Everyone's like, oh, one has to be from Raw and one has to be from SmackDown. That's not the fucking case. 2018. Does anybody remember who won those Money in the Banks? Braun Strowman and Alexa Bliss. What brands were they on at that time? They were on Raw. Braun Strowman versus Bray Wyatt for the Universal Championship. This one is, this one's gonna be I'm gonna say it now. This one is a non-finish. This is Bray Wyatt, Braun Strowman. I see some kind of stupid shit happening. Some kind of Braun Strowman power slams them. They both go through the ring. Referee calls for the bell or something because both men just don't come back up. Or maybe he power slams them through the thing. Bray Wyatt disappears, and then the Fiend comes up after a few minutes because they have all of his costume down there. He puts the Mandible Claw on, and he wins that way. But right now, I think this is going to be a non-finish, and this is something that they're not going to be a one-off. Bray Wyatt and Braun Strowman is probably going to reach us into SummerSlam. Bayley versus Tamina, SmackDown Women's Championship, with Tamina beating Bayley tonight decisively. I say Bayley wins, no problem. The story is Bayley. The slow dissolution of Bayley and Sasha Banks. Bayley has fucked her, these two have fucked each other over one way or another in different manners over the last few weeks. This is going to come to a head, and it's going to break them up, and Bayley is going to lose the title to Sasha Banks, hopefully in front of a crowd. Drew McIntyre versus Seth Rollins. WWE Championship match. This one is going to Drew McIntyre. WWE is already pushing his next opponent. It's going to be Jinder Mahal. WWE wants to have that in Vince's mind, quote unquote, an epic feud, the quote unquote dream match, as WWE.com's Twitter page has posted it. They think that's a dream match, and that's where they're going. So Seth is not winning this match. Drew wins, no problem. New Day versus The Miz and Morrison versus the Forgotten Sons versus Lucha House Party. Fatal 4-way for the WWE SmackDown Tag Team Championships. This one is a massive toss-up to me because WWE could go right out of the box. Just think right out of the box. They gave the Forgotten Sons a win against the New Day. Maybe, and I'm not saying this is going to happen, maybe we have this Forgotten Sons do something that I don't think any other tag team has done and win tag team gold on their first pay-per-view, on their pay-per-view debut. Yes, Finn Balor is the first singles champion to win a world championship on his pay-per-view debut, but has there been a tag team that has won? I could be totally wrong, and I'm probably talking out of my ass here, but in the Forgotten Sons, I could totally see them giving them the tag team titles. But I think it's either going to be The Miz and Morrison or the New Day. Lucha House Party has zero chance. If you wanted to put a percentage on this match, I would say 50% New Day, 12% Forgotten Sons, 12% Miz and Morrison. I'm sorry, I'm doing this wrong. Wrong math. 50% New Day, 25% Miz and Morrison, 24% Forgotten Sons, 1% the Lucha House Party. That's better. Yes, there you go. So, in recap, we have Shayna Baszler and AJ Styles winning the Money in the Banks. Because, I mean, AJ Styles was a replacement, so the replacements usually win the match. Look at when Edge lost the world title at the beginning of the show at the Elimination Chamber. 2011, and then beat the hell out of Kofi Kingston, took his spot, and then won the world title later in that night. I think I have those backwards, but that's what they did. And of course, Braun Strowman, Bray Wyatt going to a non-finish, Bayley over Tamina, Drew McIntyre over Seth Rollins, and New Day winning and retaining in the end all over the other three teams. But that is your SmackDown review and your Money in the Bank preview and predictions. Hit that subscribe button, comment down below, like or dislike this video. Find me on Twitter at The France Club. Find me on twitch.tv/The France Club. And I'll see you guys Sunday for Unscripted episode number 118 and Sunday night for Money in the Bank. Until then, my name is The France, and I'll see you guys later.